Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome to Playing in Traffic, episode 9.
Episode 9.
y'alls.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for listening.
Thank you guys for listening. It has been amazing. This is like above and beyond.
This is so exciting, you guys.
Yeah.
We had our last episode with Chad, and it was so much fun, and we laughed really, really hard.
Yep.
And we got a lot of good feedback, a lot of good questions and stuff like that. So it's really exciting, and we're excited. I think soon we'll have him back on if you'd like to be back on.
Yeah.
And we also have other guests coming up, so stay tuned. We're very excited. And, the funnest thing about this is sorry to interrupt you, is building a community of people that I didn't even know were out there.
Yeah. So email us if you are listening to this and you're like, hey, I want to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
And shout out to HBO. They contacted us.
Right.
Just kidding. HBO, if you're listening, you want to do a documentary. Anyways, so today we are going to be talking about the healing process.
Yeah, so, Chad really inspired me, Lindsay, because he was giving some ideas of things that he tried in his healing, things that worked, things that didn't work. And then he also talked about a yearly, how did he call it? A yearly, not a goal, not a New Year's resolution, but a yearly mantra. What am I looking for?
I know a category.
Yeah.
And like a focus.
A yearly focus. And that really inspired me. And we've been wanting to do an episode about healing. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Some of the things that helped me, some of the things that helped Lindsay heal. And I'm not going to say we're healed.
No. Oh my gosh. No, on the way over here, I was jamming out to Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
I don't know my own strength song. And if anybody ever is in a funk,
Whitney Houston can do that.
Yeah.
She just has the power to do that. We're going to talk about that today, about music. Yeah, how music is
scream
helpful.
That song at the top of your lungs. Because even today, I was like, I'm in a funk.
It's therapeutic. It reminds me of how Chad said that he would go out into the forest and scream.
Yeah.
What a great idea. And I always teach my kids to scream into a pillow.
Yeah.
Because you do have this energy and this
adorable
stuff inside of you, and you need to get it out.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to talk about today. And, I may be healing from a cult, and I think I've come to terms with it's going to be a lifelong healing process. It's not just going to be oh, I'm healed.
Yeah.
It's going to be a whole process. So,
yeah. And I've obviously had some things that helped me heal from my sister being in a church and dealing with that part of it. But life is hard, and there's been some very crazy trauma that's happened in my little family, and there's just healing practices for everybody, for all aspects of life.
Right. I think being human, as I get older, I realize, you guys, trauma, we all have trauma, but our bodies are made to handle it, and there are ways that we can heal. And I think in our current society, in modern society, we're so disconnected from that. So it's going to be really cool. And so from now on, when we have guests on, I hope that they can also share their experiences of healing, and we can all just sort of,
take notes and learn from each other.
Yeah. And have a nice community where we can help each other, mentally, physically, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into it.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, I would say number one, the best thing of my healing was my family. I mean, absolutely 100%. That's kind of the theme of this whole thing is the patience of my family. And when I say patience, we say family members need to be patient, but I don't take that lightly, because being patient is not easy.
Yeah. There's definitely moments where you're just
yeah, I know that they want to strangle you and they just want to be what is wrong with you? Wake up. Why can't you see what I see?
I think I said this on the last one, but it is similar to what I hear families go through with addict family members.
Right.
That feeling of there's nothing I can say or do to you to get you out of it. You're going to have to kind of climb out yourself. But when you do, I'll just be standing here at the top of the hole.
Right. It's just patiently waiting, but patience is not easy.
Yeah.
It was torturous. I know it was torturous and hard and long waiting process. But the thing is my family always stayed in contact with me. They were always reminding me, always inviting me, even if I didn't go. You guys would always invite me to every single barbecue, every single birthday party, every single wedding. I was always invited.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good like piece of advice to family members.
Right.
Just even if you know they're going to say no, just keep inviting them. Just make sure that they know they have somewhere to go when they come out.
And like randomly checking in, and like my family would come to the church. They weren't scared.
No.
And not that they would even come to do Bible study. Like sometimes they would just come, they would have lunch with us.
Yeah.
You know, and I know they thought it was weird, but they still did it anyway. And it, you know, like I always knew that they were there waiting, you know, or like that they were there, even though that's not fair to them, you know, but I always knew that they were there. So that was really, really helpful. Can I read from Steve Hassan's book, you guys, Combating Mind Control?
Well, then let's wait till they respond to tell you if you can.
Okay. Is it okay? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Email us and let us know.
We'll be waiting. Just kidding. This is from page 122. It's from the exit counseling chapter. And it's all about the family aspect. And it says, a family's love is a much stronger force than the conditional love given by occult members and leaders. A family's love supports one's right to grow into an autonomous adult and make one's own life decisions. A cult's love attempts to keep a person forever as a dependent adolescent, threatening to be withdrawn if the person makes his own life decisions that differ from the leader's orders. When family members learn how to interact effectively, they do a great deal to help the individual come away from the group. During the intervention, this factor often becomes crucial. And one more thing that they said, family members learn how to build up rapport and trust and how to plant questions in the cult member's mind. So, you know, I thought that was really interesting that the family's love is way stronger than any kind of love that the cult is giving, because the cult's love is superficial, right?
Yeah.
It's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. The second you stop paying tithes.
Right. I mean, God, look how quickly they were like, no, sorry, you can't keep Passover.
Yeah.
Okay. But my family was unconditionally there all the time, consistently. And so that was something that I was able to recognize.
Yeah.
You know, over time, you will recognize that if it's sincere, you know. So anyway, that was monumental in my healing.
Yay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. What else? Family, friends, old friends that we were connected with. We talked about that last time or one of the times before.
This is kind of unrelated, but during COVID, did you like reconnect with your old friends? Was that like a universal experience? Because I feel like COVID for me, I was able to like reach out to like my old friends. My body was just like, I need like familiarity and like people who like knew me when I was little.
And I think we were all craving, right?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I've like rekindled like friendships that I, you know.
And that's a good aspect of social media, you know, that you're able to connect and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. I think that's really true. And you know, I really want to talk about our body, like how we talked about the mind-body connection. And like one of the books that we read, I know we want to talk about some books that helped, but one of the books that we read was an Oprah book
called "What Happened to You." Bruce Perry was the MD on
it. With Oprah. And it was about trauma. It's so good. Highly, highly recommend it. 5 stars out of 5.
Good.
Yeah, so good.
You're going to ask your mom a lot of questions when it's over. Like, who was my babysitter? Were they nice to me?
Right.
My mom wanted to definitely disown me after I read
Which is
that
like
book.
how trauma shapes you.
Yeah.
Like from the minute that you're born, you know?
Yeah.
And so that book was really helpful, and a lot of books that we were reading were showing how trauma stays in your body. So I think that one of the most helpful things for me in this experience has been, I know it sounds so cliche, you guys, but exercise, okay?
Yeah.
And yoga. Like for me personally, like I started a journey, I guess 2019, I started like daily yoga practice, 15, 20 minutes a day. And I started doing like 30-day challenges, which would be fun. I felt so good after 30 days. I would do immediately another 30 days and another 30 days. And I would probably do like a 30-day challenge within like, I don't know, 35, 40 days. So I'd probably do yoga, 5-6 days a week. But you guys, just taking 15 or 20 minutes of like being quiet
and connecting
to your body, feeling how your body feels, like that is so monumental. And you really think about how often do you do that in our modern day society?
I'm a massage therapist, and the only time that I really do that is if I'm doing yoga or getting a massage. Like that's my meditative time. And I don't do it as often as I should. But
right.
like that hour where you're getting a massage, even that connectedness to like, oh, like I didn't even know that muscle existed, let alone like was hurting or.
And then sometimes when you get a muscle touch or massage, you get like memories come back or like emotions.
It's very cool.
It's so crazy. So yoga was so instrumental. Yeah. Massage has been instrumental, and meditation, all those kinds of things. I encourage you guys to try to explore that. Don't look at yoga as like, oh my God, that looks like a really hard stretch. Like, it's not about that. And that's why I actually prefer to do yoga at home. Yeah. So I do yoga with Adrienne. She's the one that I do on YouTube. I just found her on YouTube and I just do it at home. And I look ridiculous and it's okay, but it's so nice. And you know what? My kids, like, they're also kind of starting to follow me. So sometimes, people will like follow your good habits. And I wish I would have known about yoga in high school. Like, if I would have had this tool my whole life, I would have been able to like manage my anxiety and stress and all that,
Yeah. Well, and with the exercise, anybody who watches Grey's Anatomy knows you got to dance it out.
You got to dance it out.
That's one of my strategies when I'm like frazzled and like just I've got that like boiling energy in me. Yes. I just turn up the music really loud. Yes. And my 4-year-old thinks it's hilarious and he does it with me. But like to me, it's like essential to just get that like vibrating out of my body. And I just like sing at the top of my lungs and like shake my body and dance for like 4 songs. And then I'm like, okay.
Yes. What is that?
That was my.
Have you guys heard of like tapping and shaking? It's like where you shake your body to get all the energy out, but dancing, all that is so good and so helpful. Yes, so good. So along with that, is exercise, exercise, yoga, getting a lot of sun and vitamin D. Like, I think that's really, really helpful for us, and having a good diet. Like, I cannot even explain to you guys how much that has helped. When I was in the church, we ate consistently and we ate a lot of good food. I was introduced to a lot of good, different kinds of foods, different kinds of vegetables. I was introduced to kale. Like, we didn't eat kale a lot as a kid. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff we didn't eat when we were kids. Like, we ate a pretty normal American diet, but introduced to the church, I was introduced to a lot of cool different vegetables and cabbages and kimchi and stuff like that.
Kimchi is the worst.
But it's so good for you. It's really, really good for your body.
Fermented cabbage, it's disgusting.
I know, but it's good for your
stomach. I've never, ever. Ugh.
She doesn't like kombucha either.
We just disagree.
Yeah.
No,
anyway,
kombucha is fine. You can swallow that.
But I don't eat that on a regular basis. Like, I eat a fresh salad every single day and a fruit smoothie every single day. And I'm not saying that I have a great diet, but that helps me so much. And it gives me a more clear mind, more energy. Like, I cannot emphasize how much diet helps your mind and helps your mental health. And especially in America, oh God.
Yeah, sometimes
with all the fast food and everything, it's awful.
I have to go back a few days and go like, what have I been eating the last few days? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I had pizza yesterday. Then I had, we went to McDonald's the day before that.
I haven't had McDonald's in years.
It's been like 3 days of just like eating junk food.
Right.
Of course, I don't feel good.
Yeah, I encourage everybody, you guys, we can all do it together if you want as a group. Like,
we'll wait for you.
Right. We'll just be sitting here waiting. I don't know what it is, but I love like a 30-day challenge. There's something about that that's like, there's a clear end in sight. 30 days isn't really that long. And after 30 days, you can kind of build a habit and you can also like tell a difference. All of those things were helpful. Another thing that was really, really helpful coming out was I was listening to podcasts, you guys. Can we talk about some of the podcasts that helped?
Yes.
One of the first people that I started listening to was Sam Harris, and he is like one of the most brilliant people that I've ever listened to. And I only understood like 10% of him.
Yeah, he's so lovely.
He's a neuroscientist, and he's also an atheist. Neuroscientist?
Yeah.
And he's an atheist, and he's so smart. And after 9/11, he started coming out with some books, and he was super controversial. And Lindsay was always like, you need to listen to him. You need to listen to him.
Oh, I love him. Because one of the books that I read when Tony was in the church, we would always argue about religion and stuff. He wrote a book called Spirituality Without Religion. And so it was like an examination of like the mental process of understanding like the God-shaped, like why we as humans even like created the concept of God. And amazing.
Oh my gosh, you guys, he's so amazing. If you can look him up, he's so brilliant. So he was really helpful, and Russell Brand was really helpful. You guys, we love Russell Brand, and he has a podcast What is it called? Do you remember what it's called?
His podcast?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've heard
it's
him
so
on
beautiful.
So many
yeah, and he also has like so much stuff out on YouTube. But so just hearing these brilliant people speak and like all that stuff, it was really, really helpful. Mayim Bialik, do you guys know who she is? She's the host of Jeopardy right now, which I love because I love Jeopardy. But she was Blossom.
I was trying to think of her name.
And she was on that show, The Big Bang Theory. But she's also a neuroscientist. Her and Sam Harris are friends. Did you know that? They went to school together.
Cool.
Yeah. She's had him on his podcast. And she also has Steve Hassan on her podcast. Anyway, she has a really good podcast, and it's all about mental health, and she breaks down like anxiety and stuff. And so all those things together were really helpful. But Russell Brand had Tony Robbins on his podcast one time. And you guys, I fell in love with Tony Robbins' energy and his passion. And so it was during COVID, and he had like one of his, workshops.
Yeah.
That are normally like $3,000 to go to, but because we were all stuck at home, it was a free like COVID 1 week thing.
Yeah.
And so I was in it to win it. Every single day I was like doing it. I was doing the exercises with him. I was listening to it, like writing down all of his stuff. Because for me, it was like, oh my God, there's so many other thoughts out there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. Like I was so just trapped in this one little like, mindset of what reality was.
Yeah.
And now I was like, oh my God, who are these people? And so I jumped on that Tony Robbins, bandwagon for like a month or two.
Yeah. And then I was like, let's examine this and make sure it doesn't turn into like
exactly where I was.
Tony's paying $10,000 a month for her Tony Robbins.
Oh my God, you guys, I was so close. Like, I have to go. I have to get the secret access.
Yeah, like that's where I was like, does this feel familiar to you, Tony?
I know. So anyway,
those things are tricky.
It is so tricky. So I definitely find myself being guarded now. Like I have to step back because when I really think about it, I mean, Tony Robbins, I don't know. He has a lot of monetary, intentions.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was just interesting to think outside the box and stuff like that. Like hear different theories. Yeah. So that was really helpful to help me out.
Yeah.
So those are all the things that I would really recommend. And reading books. There was a book. Lindsay remembered that we had read a book, Wild.
Oh right? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are in your 20s or 30s, you read that book, you definitely went out and you bought the trail guide to the Appalachian Trail.
And you wanted to go on that.
And you got some hiking boots.
For sure.
I mean, I think
that was a really, really good book. I think that reading, I never saw the movie, but I should watch it. I think that reading in general was so healing because that was one of the things that I loved to do before.
Yeah.
And I would just soak up any single book that I could read. It was really fun.
Can I mention a few of the podcasts that I used to listen to when you were in the church?
Yes.
That would sort of like feed my fuels for when I knew we would eventually argue about religion.
Yeah.
Scathing Atheist is super good and very funny.
Oh yeah, that is a good one.
Truly just a bunch of guys like laughing in their basement together.
Yeah, very offensive though if you're a Christian.
Oh, very offensive. Don't listen to it unless you actually are an atheist and you won't be offended.
Right.
Cognitive Dissonance is kind of like has the same feel, but it's really good too. Thinking Atheist is a good one.
Yeah.
And the Sam Harris one.
Right. So good. We love those. I'll shout out to those.
Yeah.
So
podcast.
There's also another one that I've recently discovered. It's called Trust Me. And it's two girls who were both like raised in cults.
Oh, I think.
And they interview people. Yeah. So I really like that one too.
Did they have Steve Hassan on? Is that why I listened to it?
I think they did. He's been on a lot of podcasts, but I'm not sure if he was on that one.
Yeah.
So all of those were really helpful. The YouTube videos that all the former members made were so helpful. Shout out to all of them because you know what? That is not easy. That is really, really terrifying. I don't think that I could go on YouTube and tell my story. I don't know. There's something about being on camera, like being vulnerable like that. And a lot of them were interviewed by other people, and that's really vulnerable. So really, like, shout out to all of you guys for doing that. And that, I know that's been helpful for a lot of people. Yeah. So, another person that I discovered on one of those podcasts, the Russell Brand podcast, was Wim Hof.
Oh yeah.
And I love him so much. Got his books and I practiced his teachings for a while, and I haven't done them in a while, but I will say that it helped me a lot.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know Wim Hof, he's known as the Iceman, and he's known for teaching about cold exposure to your body. So like cold showers. He does extreme like ice cold baths, like snow, like going hiking in the snow. But anyway, he shows there's all this research that when you expose your body to cold, that there's so many benefits to your body and to your mind, to your mental capacity,
and eventually death.
No, because the whole point of it, let me just explain it, because I think it's so fascinating, is that we're mammals, you guys. Like, if we just go back to evolution, we're mammals, and so our bodies are supposed to be exposed to cold and to these normal stresses of life. But because of common convenience, I'm sitting here right next to my furnace, right?
Yeah.
And we have our nice warm clothes on. It's cold. We're in Denver. Like, we have lowered our immune systems and our mental capacities. Like, we have just really messed up our bodies because we're not naturally exposing ourselves to things that we're supposed to be exposed to.
Yeah.
And it's also connected to our breathing. So breathing is also something that I've explored a lot, and it's been really helpful. How to breathe, how to control your breathing, because all these things help me through panic attacks and anxiety and all that stuff. Now, Lindsay does not like the Wim Hof teachings because she hates cold.
I hate being cold. So Tony,
I think you need to embrace it. You need to embrace the cold.
Oh,
you need to do it, and that's the whole point of it.
Because once you're cold, you never warm up for the rest of your life.
You train your body, and it's weird because when you start taking cold showers regularly, it is the weirdest thing. Your body like craves them. As soon as you get in there, and you don't even want a hot shower. You want to have a cold shower. It's so weird.
Where's the practice of hot therapy? I'll do that.
Well, that's true too, because I would say that's been healing. Me and my husband, we go to Idaho Springs all the time, and we sit in those nice mineral hot springs.
I like a sauna. I like a steamer.
But that that's also helpful.
I like getting too
That
hot.
is also helpful. But cold also, I think you guys should explore that. Anyway, look it up. Wim Hof, WIMHOF.
Somebody send me the hot therapy, and I'll do that one because I like that one.
Yeah. And then and obviously another thing was cannabis. You guys, to be honest,
I don't even smoke.
She doesn't.
But I don't.
Yeah. She has. We used to make bongs in high school.
Yeah.
But anyway, I used to smoke weed in high school, but then I quit when I was with the church.
Yeah.
But honestly, I used to get so many migraines and stuff when I was in the church. Like, my mind was not I wasn't healthy. Then when I came out of the church, I started smoking again.
Yeah.
And it's I just think that it helps my body.
Yeah.
It just helps my mind. It helps my body.
A brain that loves that it's helpful and beneficial for. And then there's the other kind of brain. I just don't enjoy it. It doesn't make me feel good. I get panicky. I don't like it.
To be honest, I think that it's about.
I like hot, and I don't like being high. Tony likes cold and likes to be high.
See, and this is what I'm excited about, is hearing what works for people and what doesn't work for people. Yeah, that's really exciting. I would love to explore more about marijuana and how that is helpful to some people, and how there's research about PTSD patients that it is extremely helpful for. And I think medically, it's just so important for us to raise awareness, for people who have experienced trauma, because we need these kinds of resources to be legal wherever you are, right? So that was another thing. For any family members, fast forward for a moment. I want to talk about something personal about a sex life.
Oh, yes.
Okay, we will give you 5 seconds.
Yeah, you, dad, mom, aunts and uncles, anyone who doesn't want to hear about Tony's sex life.
Okay, listen, I just want to say quickly.
In-laws.
I just want to say a quick thing, because this is important, and I don't want to be shamed about not talking about it, okay? There was actually some podcasts that I listened to throughout this time, okay? I want to say shout out to Call Her Daddy and Sophia with an F. If you guys know about these, you know that they had some kind of controversy, but anyway, I love you guys both. But, okay, back to my point. These are women that speak openly about sex. And it has been so empowering to listen to, because I don't know if it's just my generation or what, but that's not something that we spoke about. Maybe it's because I was in the church for so long. It was so taboo.
Yeah.
To talk about, think about, whatever. So when I heard these women do it, I was like, what? It was shocking, and it was beautiful. I thought it was so beautiful. Yeah. And then I also want to say, I work in an environment where there's a lot of young women, and they're also just not that they talk about sex, but they do not care about what anybody thinks. They just say whatever the hell they want. And it's so fascinating to me. And I love it so much.
Yeah.
I love it, because I'm that's what I want to be like. And this is kind of part of that process, saying my story, it's part of that stepping stone to do that. But I admire that so much. Anyway, in like all, like as I'm observing all these things, you know, and like observing these like powerful, strong women, it just is like put me in a place where I was like, sexuality is an important part, right? Like the whole thing of evolution and being a mammal, and like I have a loving husband that I love and that I'm attracted to, and you know, obviously there's a reason why we're together. So that was also an important part in our healing process, you know, is like rediscovering our sexuality, not just with him, but also like with myself, and rediscovering my own sexuality, like what I enjoyed, what I didn't enjoy, and things like that. And just coming to terms with things that I wasn't able to think about or process. Because when you're in the church, sexual morality is like beaten into you over and over and over again.
I think that's a
broad thing.
A common
Christian.
religious.
Dude, F all you people, because that is so messed up.
Yeah.
Because when you're connected to your body sexually, it's also helps your mental status, you know? And I'm not saying you even need to have a partner to be connected sexually. Like I'm talking about with yourself, you need to know your body, and like don't be afraid of it just because of whatever these people taught you. That's not healthy. Like when you naturally explore your body becomes healthy.
Yeah.
Let me just say, like, an orgasm a day keeps a doctor away. Can you say that?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a natural flow of your body, and it's a natural release, and like your body needs it. It's also like a way to release stress and trauma and stuff.
Yeah.
That's been my personal experience.
If you've ever tried to research what a female orgasm does to a female brain, it's almost like that research doesn't exist. And that is such a shame.
Right.
So if anyone needs a case study.
Right. Shout us out. You can look at my brain.
Email us.
Okay, Mom and Dad, you can come back now. Yeah, okay. Come back to life. Okay. Oh, another thing that really helped me, you guys, was my doggie. She's sitting right here. I got a dog during COVID. Okay. And I know that it sounds silly, but we weren't really allowed to have pets. We had a fish. Well, because we lived in the church. Yeah. So when the hell are you going to have a time to have a dog or a cat or any kind of animal that you can take care of?
Yeah.
So we had a fish. We named him Joey, which is hilarious. And that's when my oldest son was little, and he took care of him. But anyway, you guys, we got a boxer, and her name is Charlotte, and she's a rescue dog. And I just want to kind of explain a little bit. Like, I had a little bit of trouble with her at first. Like, she's kind of young, and she's also kind of been through trauma, you know, and I don't know her life story because, like I said, we rescued her from a shelter and during COVID, and I didn't know her story. And so I was like helping her through her anxiety while I'm going through my anxiety. Mm-hmm. And I'm watching her, and I don't know. Okay. If you guys have dogs, if you ever notice how much they shake their body, like physically shake their body, and it's whenever they're stressed or excited, they physically shake their body off, and they shake off their stress and their trauma. And like, that really made me understand the importance of exercise and yoga and all that stuff. And like, we need to get that out of our bodies, you know, and just like watching her normal, natural, you know, her natural instincts. I just have learned so much from her, and her love is just really, really awesome. So, that's my recommendation, is to get an animal, a pet, any kind of pet that will bring you joy, even if it's a little iguana.
Yeah.
You should do it because it's helpful.
Yeah. We definitely got a therapy cat.
For sure. For sure.
Okay. So one thing to go back on, kind of knowing how your body reacts to trauma.
Yeah.
I have discovered that I have a tendency to kind of go into shutdown mode. Like, I just want to sleep. I just want to like lay in bed and read. I kind of want to like shut down from reality. And so if you know that about yourself, you just have to be like that extra aware and like force yourself to like go for a jog, go for a walk, do it's like 10 jumping jacks.
Fucking want to do.
It's the last thing you want to do, but like it helps so much when I'm in a funk and I'm just like, I guess I'll just like lay in bed.
My dog just shook right now.
So just like kind of also knowing how your body reacts to trauma, and like being conscious of it when it happens, and saying like, oh, like this is weird that I want to sleep for 12 hours. Maybe I'm like processing something and I need to.
Do you know what I think? That's why I think we should do a daily practice.
Like checking in on yourself.
That's why I think like even 15 minutes a day, you guys, is not long. But if you do 15 minutes of jumping jacks, you're giving your body 15 minutes, whatever trauma, whatever stress you're having in that day, you're getting it out.
Yeah.
In whatever form it is, swimming, biking, running, walking, yoga, whatever form you like and you can find, do it. Lindsay got rollerblades.
Oh, shit.
And she loves it. It's so hilarious. I love it. And you also like to swim.
Yeah, I like to swim.
Yes.
Swimming's hard because you gotta
it's hard,
do it.
Whatever works in your life.
Honestly, if there's not a hot tub to jump into, I fucking hate it because then you're cold.
You need to embrace the cold.
No,
Grandma is
hurts my body.
Grandma is in her 80s, and when she was a young girl, she used to swim in Pennsylvania in the cold river. And I still swear to this day, like, she's so healthy. Like, her body is so healthy. And it's because yes, I think she exposed herself to cold for so long.
I think she's just a badass.
Yeah, she for sure is. But I think that's why.
Didn't do anything.
Don't be a weenie. Jump in the water. I think that there's something that happens in Boulder where it's like an ice cold water jump, and we should do it. That should be our life challenge. Anybody want to come? Hit us up.
I'll jump in the hot springs. Hold on, wait. Oh, I wanted to say something.
One more thing is the Broncos helped me too. I know you think it's so stupid, but I love football. I've always loved football, like from the time I was a little girl. Yeah. And so like I played fantasy football with my family, and that's been really fun. And I never win, but it's still really, really fun. And that's something that, me and my husband have it together too.
I can understand the social aspect of sports.
Yeah, it's fun. Cheering, having a team, us versus them.
Yeah.
It also could be a little bit culty, but I guess that's what I'm drawn to apparently.
Yeah. But but that is a natural human thing to like find your tribe.
Right.
So that's where
oh, get out of here. I just like some football. Okay. I just like to watch some boys in a tight pants and smash each other up. Okay. Every once in a while, that's nice to do.
Yeah, right. You do not. You don't like the head injury.
I don't like the head injuries. Okay. I don't like the CTE, but it's because I'm a mom now.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. So that's been helpful. And I think one of the most important things that has been helpful was music.
Yeah.
Because we talked about how the church used music and their orchestra and their choir and, actually really pretty, beautiful music. But the music creates an emotional reaction, and it creates memories, and it gets stored in your brain in different spots. And so because of that, it's a very effective way of, mind control kind of.
Yeah.
So, and that's why they were like, you cannot listen to worldly music. Worldly music is, has so many evil spirits and can tempt you and all that. But music was monumental in me coming out, like in my healing process. So, what I really was fascinated by, you guys, is I sort of did like, I like to observe my past and myself. I'm kind of like a case study to myself, like, psychoanalyzing myself. One of the, some of the main people that helped me come out that I listened to was I found the Lemonade album, Beyonce's Lemonade album. And I don't know what year that album was even made. Do you?
I don't.
But I discovered that probably 2018, 2019. And I was just blown away and just shocked. And just she's just so beautiful. Beyonce is just beyond anything, right? She's just so magical. She's such an artist.
She is a goddess.
And so Beyonce, Eminem came out with a new album at that time, Music to Be Murdered By, and I just thought it was such a beautiful masterpiece of lyrics and beats and everything. And Jay-Z and Sam Cooke and Nina Simone, and I'm listening to all these amazing artists. Okay, well then I did some research about. Not research, but I just Googled it. I just Googled who were the popular artists in 2006, and that was around the year I got baptized. So that would have been the last music I was listening to before I stopped listening to music. And it was Beyonce. Beyonce had the number one hits, and Jay-Z, and I think and Eminem, and it was also Kanye and stuff like that. Yeah. And all those were the people that helped me come out.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really interesting. And Whitney Houston, we listened to her all the time growing up, Mariah Carey. And so sort of going back, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, all of those musicians that had inspired me as a little girl and that had been in my heart, in my mind, a lot of country artists, Garth Brooks, and a lot of those people, Reba McEntire.
Yeah. Remember when Dad used to go, guess who's playing? And we go, who? And you go, yep.
The Beatles.
No.
Oh.
And then we go, who?
Oh, the Who.
The Who.
The Who. Yeah. Yeah, so all those things and going to concerts. Going to concerts was super helpful in our healing. We went to see Ringo. Do you remember? We went to see Ringo, and that was sort of my coming out of.
Yes,
and it was just awesome. Oh my God, it just touches you in a different way. And I really encourage everybody to explore music, whatever kind of music you like, any kind, instrumental, rock, the whatever kind of music that you enjoy, just put it in your ears and take a jog, or take a walk or take a bike ride or, whatever you got to do.
Rollerblade.
And like, don't feel guilty about it. Can I tell a story about really quick? And then there was a deaconess and she explained to some of the members how she took a day off every week for herself. And she called it her day. And she would like exercise and, clean her house and like take a bath. And all the members would talk shit about her and say, oh my God, she has such weak faith. She's a deaconess and she takes a whole day off for herself. And I thought the same thing. Yeah. I was so judgy. Like, oh my God, she should be at church preaching. Why is she wasting her time taking a bath? But it's like, dude.
She was like the only mentally
healthy one. Yeah. She's not in anymore. She got out. And I really hope she's doing well. And I'm really, really proud of her and happy for her, And it was later, like talked about later, like rumors about how she had watched TV and she had watched movies. And so how, evil spirits had been kind of controlling her the whole time. But like, honestly, I was doing the same thing. So, I love Grey's Anatomy the whole time. So I could never give that up. Yeah, I always recorded it and I watched Grey's Anatomy always.
That's true. You did. We did
watch. Yeah. But of course, when I came out, I binged it again. Yeah. And like documentaries and all that stuff, just getting like, information.
Yeah.
Sucking up all the information.
Checking in
all the music, all the pop culture. Yeah. That's another thing, you guys. It's like from 2006 to 2000, 18, 19-ish. You're in like a time machine and you're like stuck in time. So just go back to 2006 and think about all the things that didn't exist then. Like, I don't know exactly what year YouTube came out, but I don't remember YouTube being a popular thing. No. Facebook wasn't really around. No. The only thing that was around was like MySpace.
There weren't like tablets. There weren't iPods. If anybody had one of those.
Even your phones. Like we had phones, but I'm sure they were like flip phones probably. I don't think we really had the internet, Which is why I think the church was able to get away with so many things for as long as they did.
Yeah. And now it's like kind of out of their control.
And now that the internet access is becoming so widespread, like now what are they going to do?
Yeah, you like meet the people on the street and you can just Google who they are right away.
Right.
It's not like I got to go home and
Which is why fear is used so prevalently. Like don't look, don't look.
Yeah, that was always a
You're going to be tempted. Evil spirits are going to get you when it's just like, no, I'm just finding out the truth.
Yeah. Or just like checking you out. I think that's just a responsible thing to do.
Right. Even nowadays, people like Google you if you date. Yeah. So I just really, really recommend you to just pick your favorite music.
Yeah.
Stick it in your ear. Have some sex. Smoke some weed. And be kind to yourself. Like people talk about self-love. Like it's like something that like you just go get your nails done once a year and that's enough. Like, no, self-love should be every day, every moment. Like, you should be happy and living your life.
One of my favorite morning practices is, and I say this totally as I forget to do this, like, on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But when you do yoga, like, at the end of it, it's always like, okay, take a few minutes and set your intention for the day.
Right.
And I love that. I love it when I make time in the morning. Even if I'm not moving, if I'm just sitting on the couch drinking my coffee, just go like, what is my like point of today?
Yes.
What is my plan? What are like the few little things that I just want to like check off the list?
And that was some of the things I liked about Tony Robbins. He talked about having a morning routine, and I think that's important. A lot of times we start off our mornings like frazzled and stressed and everything.
I mean, 99% of my mornings do not.
Can I say one more quick thing that I did try?
Yeah.
One thing that I really wanted to explore in my journey was plant medicine and a psilocybin, and I explored that a little bit, you guys, and I was really scared to do that because I was like, my brain is so messed up. Am I just gonna have all these like visions of Satan and like all these really scary, traumatizing thoughts in my mind? Okay, so I did it. And I didn't do like a whole, experience. I just did like a little bit of a microdosing.
Yeah.
And I was so interested by the fact that it was not serious at all. Like I laughed my ass off the entire time. And it was such a lighthearted experience. And what I got out of that experience was like, life is short. Be happy. Like let things roll off, and just just have a nice, happy life.
Yeah.
Because it goes by so fast. And so I thought that was interesting, like I'm a very type A, like stress, like anxiety type of person, and like the universe is trying to tell me to just relax.
Yeah.
Just relax and enjoy and have fun. And like, I lost a lot of time in the church and now I'm ready to just, enjoy the healing process because the healing part is fun, you guys. The healing part is fun and some things work and some things don't work and that's okay. And if you do something that doesn't work, like, what do you always say? What? Move on and
MoveOn.com.
MoveOn.com. MoveOn.com. Do you have anything else you want to say? Oh, we were talking about things that we missed out on.
Yeah.
What else did we miss out
on? Okay, Tony, I don't know.
Oh, so we missed out on YouTube and Facebook?
Yeah.
MySpace was out, you guys. My husband had MySpace.
Oh, yeah.
He put MySpace on, and our pastor rebuked him so bad. And pastor said, whoever has any kind of social media will never be a gospel worker. And people were like, oh, I will never have social media. So nobody had social media, but he got rebuked so bad. And to this day, he doesn't have social media. I'm like, maybe he's traumatized from that. But yeah.
Poor guy. So the fact that he got rebuked for MySpace shows like
how long ago?
Yeah.
We're old.
I think that I joked about this before, how Tony, when she came out, was like, oh my gosh, have you ever had Mediterranean food? And I was like, yeah, there's like 100 Mediterranean little like fast casual restaurants all over. And she was like, I've never had this before. And she thought it was just like the most amazing thing.
Oh, it's still my favorite.
Because before, when she went into the church, you couldn't just go and like, it wasn't like a Subway. What's that? Garbanzos and like
Tzatziki's.
All those like fast casual places. They didn't exist yet.
Right.
So you were like, oh my God, have you ever had hummus?
Uh-huh.
I was like, yeah, I've had hummus.
It's so funny. I missed out on so much stuff, you guys. I mean, I learned so many things, but I missed out on Mediterranean food, and it's so good.
Like, as like a social shift.
Right. Of food and like movies that I had missed, shows that I had missed. So I went back and watched. I went back and watched The West Wing, which I just freaking love The West Wing, and I'm such a dork. Newsroom, like anything Aaron Sorkin, I just freaking love. Aaron Sorkin is writing I Love Lucy. The I Love Lucy one that comes out December 24th. That comes out on Amazon Prime.
Unsponsored shout out to the I Love Lucy.
I know. I'm so excited. Aaron Sorkin is amazing, and he did To Kill a Mockingbird with
I didn't know he was
who's that guy who was in Newsroom? Jeffrey. He was also in Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
He's just, Anyway, back to the point. I also miss like Adele. Yeah. I miss Katy Perry. I miss like all these monumental musical women, And so all of that was really sad, but it was also really fun to come back and rediscovering the Lemonade. Oh my God, Lemonade Beyonce is just like, I just cannot express how beautiful that was. And Sam Cooke just touched me so much because the orchestra had an event and we invited a guy who was on American Idol. We invited him to come perform. He was like one of the contestants on American Idol, and he sang A Change Is Gonna Come. And he sang it so beautiful. And I actually went behind the church's back and I researched it up. Yeah. And then I just sucked in all the Sam Harris music that I could take. Sam Cooke. Sorry. Sam Cooke. I actually love all of them. Sam Cooke, Sam Harris, all of them.
All the Sams.
Not Sam Harris. Who's the other one that sings like, oh, Sam Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Sam Smith. I love Sam Smith. And then there's also a country Sam.
Oh.
Anyway, I love all of them, but Sam Cooke was like the most beautiful, soulful. He's the most beautiful human being in the world. Anyway, so all those things, you guys, but it's so fun to come out and rediscover all those things. Like for all the pain and stuff that they caused, like it's been really exciting to come out, and I feel like I appreciate things more.
Yeah.
Every time I spend with my family, I appreciate. Like we're gonna go see my dad soon. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Daddy!
Happy birthday!
And I just like suck up every moment and every good food that I eat. I'm just like, this is amazing.
Yeah. Hummus is amazing.
Yeah. So yeah.
I think that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Tony gave me permission on one of these episodes.
Oh God, did I?
Upcoming.
Uh-huh.
That I get to do my own episode.
I did not say that. We got a good recommendation, you guys, to bring on a lawyer. Yeah. If you guys know any lawyers or anybody that has any law experience.
Excellent.
Because listen, there's a lot of stuff that we haven't said and explained. Like we haven't said the name of the church. If you guys want to know the name of the church, I'll tell you the name of the church. But I don't feel like it's really important because I feel like this is a broad statement of like cults can be anything.
Yeah.
Right? A cult can be any church, any kind of anything, any way, right? This is just my personal experience. But like legally, I don't know what I'm allowed to say because this church sues a lot of people, you know, and I don't want to be sued.
We don't want to be sued. But we also
It'd be funny if we did, though.
It would not be funny.
It would not be funny.
But we don't know.
We're not doing anything wrong. This is America.
We don't know if we're guarding ourselves for no reason. So.
Right. And I know people are interested. So
a friend of mine suggested we find a lawyer. So, hey, if you're a lawyer and you want to be on a podcast.
Right.
And you want us to like buy you lunch.
Right. So I'll smoke you up. I got some good marijuana.
Yeah.
Hey, lawyers smoke weed too.
Sure
doctors smoke weed.
I just feel like the percentage of a lawyer that's like
the most genius people in the world have smoked marijuana.
I'm coming on.
Right. Anyway. Oh my gosh. Or Lindsay could do her own independent episode where she just blasts everything out.
Yeah. But no, she gave me permission. You told me this yesterday.
I don't know. Let me tell you why I'm hesitant to do that, because I love a lot of the people that are in there. Like I really miss them, and like they're my dear deep friends, even though I haven't talked to them in a long time, but I miss them, and like I hope that they like I don't want them to feel
ostracized.
I don't want them to feel like I'm betraying them. Like I still feel a loyalty to them as people.
Yeah.
Because I literally saw them as my brothers and sisters. We lived together. We were rebuked together. We were traumatized together. And I'm meeting these people from all these different places in America. And it's like, oh my God, you guys are also my family in a way, because they also experience the same trauma. So that's why I don't really want to like blast them or like have any hatred towards them, because that's not how I feel. I'm angry towards that organization, but I'm not angry towards them as the people, you know.
Oh, this is a question that I want to ask like everybody who's listening who was in it. What your opinion is and what Tony's opinion is. Do you guys think that God thinks that she's God? And I kind of asked that to Chad last week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was the purpose of it? Obviously, it's monetary, but like the main people at the top. Do you think that they really think that they are like...
We're going to do a whole episode about like the history of the church and stuff, but it is interesting, like cult leaders, just in general, not just even this cult leader. So like, of course, this cult has a leader and she's a woman. Do these people, do these women, do these men really believe that they are God?
Yeah. I mean, we don't know.
Do you
guys know? Does anybody know?
What is the... what is the motivation? What is, is it just for money? Is it for power?
They're making trillions of dollars.
In some cults, it's for sexual gratification, and this one, it's not.
Right.
And it's not just in cults. It's in like corporations, American corporations. It's in politics. What drives these people of power?
Yeah.
What is it?
Is it purely?
Is it narcissism?
Yeah. Is it just to be at the top and say?
Is it just to be bowed at? I don't know.
Everybody thinks I'm God, so I guess I'm God.
We're gonna explore that in future episodes, you guys. We're gonna one of our next episodes is gonna be exploring other cults and religion in Korea and the history of this church. So stay tuned, you guys. We have a lot of exciting things coming up.
We do, and also the episode where I'm not even gonna blast the church. I wanted to say it from my perspective,
right,
of when I would get pissed off at Tony.
Right.
She said that I could do it.
I think Lindsay should do a whole solo episode and just expressing like from a family's point of view, her pain and her anger, because she experienced all those things. She experienced trauma, and my parents did too. And I have other siblings and grandparents and aunts and uncles and cousins, and I think that they also had their own traumas.
Oh, we should all come on as a whole family.
Oh God, and just throw stones at me
and be like, remember that one? No, I'm just kidding. No,
it's okay.
No, it's not.
I need to hear it.
I'm not. That's for another time.
Another time. Because I don't think your anger and pain is directed towards me.
Yeah.
Where is it directed towards to? That's another thing.
Let me articulate and organize those thoughts, and I'll be back with those on a later episode.
Yes, coming up on future episodes. All right, you guys, we love you so much.
We love you.
Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. We're going to go have a birthday party.
Woo!
Yeah.
Cheesesteaks.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon.
See you later.
All right. Boom, baby.
Boom.